What's up, y'all? Coach Jones here. And with another week behind us, means another week is here. This week, our team has learned about being the next man up. Be the next man up. What does that mean? That means if you're the backup quarterback, your starting quarterback goes down, you have to be ready immediately to step in that role to lead the team where we were headed with the last guy. We can't take breaks. Situations like that don't really allow for a warm up or more than a few seconds to get it together. You got to be ready to step into that role. And like I've told you before, I'm so focused on not just helping build great football players, but helping to build great men. Because a lot of these young men, sooner than they think, sooner than a lot of the parents think, they're going to be fathers, they're going to be husbands, they're going to be looked to be leaders of community. And so being the next man up and the mentality that embodies really focuses on being prepared. Putting the work in before you need to actually perform so that you're ready to perform in ways that your team is counting on you to perform when the time comes. In football, what that looks like, sometimes your backup quarterback goes out before your starting quarterback goes out. And then when your starting quarterback goes out, you might be the starting running back. And you got to step into that role and lead the team as a quarterback. Something you knew could happen, but something you didn't really count on happening. Something that you really had maybe never seen before. But there it is in your face, staring you there. In school, you prepare for the test, you prepare for the exam that's coming next week. The teacher pops up with a pop quiz, something you weren't prepared for. But you stayed up a little late the night before. Instead of studying, you thought you had time to have it down, and you didn't have it down. Later on in life, a lot of college kids deal with this. A lot of adults deal with this as well. Grandma and papa, they die. The pillars of the family, they die because family is just as much of a team as a football team is. Mom and dad, they're not always around. Even the good ones, they got to go sooner than we're ever prepared for. But when that happens, will you be able to step in as a family person, as a family man, especially to the football players? Will you be able to step in as a man and fill grandma and papa's shoes or fill your dad's shoes when he's no longer around? Because the family's going to be looking to you to do that. So while you're in the stages of that not being the case, it's less about waiting for it to happen, and you got to put the work in while you wait so that you are prepared. You got to know what the duties are, not just in your role, but in all the roles of the team, so you know how to fill in if you ever need to fill in. Because this thing called football is not so much about the sport of football, it's about the principles of life. And you got to be ready to be the next man up and lead the team to victory. All right, so share this with somebody young, somebody old, a player, a student, whoever you feel, even if it's yourself, can benefit from it. Because you got to prepare, put the work in under the sun so that you can perform under the lights. All right, y'all be good.